All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Monday pre-market hangout stream where we talk everything about these markets that are going on right now. And of course, commodities, crypto, and everything else. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Thank you very much for the likes. I know one of you out there that's watching right now. I know who's disliking a little bit, but that's all right. I hope you guys had a good time, and we'll get straight into the action today because there's a lot to discuss. So let's bring that up. Great to have you here, BioNoob. Perfect. Got Ray Lim, got, of course, Marvin the Martian. Dave, great to have you here. David Taylor, PK Subban, DVO, Dan, Phil, and everyone else. Look, I know there's plenty of others out there. I just mentioned a few coming in. Let's talk about some markets, though. Let's go through some things that happened during the Papa Powell pump session that we saw through the Friday. Wow. Papa Powell came out. He basically said almost nothing, and the market didn't care. And that's what I say sometimes. You know, obviously interest rates are not a thing. They're not going to do anything to those. And they did pretty much say that they're going to taper. We all know that. Most likely still going to be the end of the year. We'll see what happens. But in essence, this is just how the market does it. And when you're talking about trading the news, you've really got to just recognize key resistance, key supports. This is obviously the line we had when the resistance area that we were talking about. Look, if you got in here, you're really probably only scaling in a portion. That's probably the best thing you can do. And then the next area is going to be, of course, that we move up. Yeah. All right, Clem, man. Sorry, I got to put this thing. Let me just quickly put this in streamer mode, guys. Sorry. Otherwise, you hear all the comments come through. And then if you think that you're getting Discord messages, not just me. I'm not sure if you can even hear it, but it's pretty distracting. All right, so we get the closure above here or the movement through here. We hit the resistance straight away. There was probably a little bit of trading around here, but you really had to be picking certain stocks and just going with the flow on Friday. It was a bit of a rally. Will it continue to happen this week? I would usually go with the small pullback back to the resistance and then flick off from that level. But we'll find out. Indices, a tough one here on the Monday session. They're coming in as flat as a tack. It's almost better to look at specific stocks because when you're really looking at something like this, what are you doing? Not much. We go over to the QQQ. This is the area that I feel if you go and have a look at a weekly, it's hard to kind of fight with this, isn't it? I mean, you've got bullish hammer, which we knew was there, weak rejection, weak rejection, weak rejection, and a movement up. These are the two trend lines that I have on the charts. So I've got the trend line coming through the previous highs, and I've got this trend line going through the previous these highs that are more recent. They both intersect around this 377, 378 number on the Nasdaq. So if you have a look here at the QQQ, see where they both hit. They both hit very, very similarly. So it doesn't really matter which trend line you're drawing. We are about to reach it. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but did you know? Actually, I'll let the chat answer this. Chat, do you think that Mondays tend to be positive or negative? It's like one of those 10-second countdowns. So what do you think? Let me know while I read a few other ones of these questions here. Big Dipper, thumbs up on Monday. Thank you very much, Big Dipper. Appreciate it. And Finkin79 says, it's okay. I was pretending I had friends. Finkin, we're your friend. Don't worry. The community is your friend, man. Shades Trader says, hello, Master Tom. Great to have you here, Shades. Jay Nibble, sup, y'all. All good, man. And then Lo Yi Liang says, evening, Tom. Look at US Oil, Oxy, and EOJ or EOG. I will take a look at all of those. Let's see what everyone thinks. Positive. Yeah, so I forgot what I was going to say. I forgot what the point of the question was. I got distracted by these other messages coming through. But basically speaking, I think most of you guys know. Yes. Oh, Monday. That's right. Yeah. Monday's generally positive. Yeah, absolutely. It's actually one of the highest statistical chances of positive session, which is the most highly statistical chance of negative session. Guys, which day? Let us know the day right now while I read Ulrich's post here. It says, Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $50. Hey, Tom, always excited for the stream. Thank you very much, Ulrich. Keep up the good work. No worries, man. If you have a look at URA, New York Stock Exchange, and Penn on the ASX, you love Penn, man. You should go buy like one of those Penn fishing reels. How do you feel about the breakout cheers? Ah, very good. Yes, Fridays tend to be the weakest session. That is correct because it's that sell off into the close, at least if you use huge stats. that's just the it makes sense. It's basic human psychology. People don't want to hold over the weekend. Sometimes retail tend to flick through as well. So we've got here URA, which is a request from Ulrich. Yes, I like that a lot, man. I think we did this last week. Yep, still looks really good. Got the lightning bolt. Things look positive here from the stock perspective. Nothing really negative to say about it. It's done some repair. It's gotten through the last couple of peaks. It's gotten through all the moving averages. I mean, there might be still some turnaround before it goes really long. Maybe it comes down, tries to retest here. But overall, I think that's a strong candle. And I hope you move now towards that 21. Pre-market currently 1985. Other stock that you asked for, Penn on the ASX, Peninsula Energy, another very nice closure for you today. 15 cents. That's what you're looking for. I hope this continues up for you. So you've got really a next target is 17, 18 cents for this one, Ulrich. You've been patient on Penn, and it does look like it's about to pay off. Cool. Cool. Kunal says Airbnb holding 154. What do you think? Yeah, we'll take a look at that very, very soon. Certainly will. Someone says Friday is beer or beef stonk, baby. What beef stonk? What's a beef stonk? I've forgotten. Han says, hi, Tom. Appreciate the daily live stream. Can you take a look at MKSI? Looks like a buying opportunity. Well, I hope it's a good technical, all right? Sometimes we give you a couple of freebies here. Weekly in golf. Good. Daily. Is it coming off a good support level? Monthly. Okay, 50, 20. Daily. Daily is a lightning bolt. You are correct. That is a good closure above there. So you got trough, peak, higher trough. Obviously higher peak coming in. Very nice. 20 moving average also been busted. Has been busted once before. This is a rally kind of signal. It was a very strong candle, wasn't it? But at least got through everything. If you've got longer term, I'd probably try to match this with fundamentals. If you've got longer term fundamentals with it, that would be good. There has been some buying of late with the volume, which is excellent. And then we're moving up here to what a 160, 165 kind of target area. You're going to have some problems there. So if I was to draw up an area, probably draw it somewhere around 160, 165, targeting that, and be careful around 153. It's okay. Not bad. Scott Morgan says, $5 ready for spank free TA. Talking about the fact that I chewed him out on Friday for not scaling. Look at CHWY on the weekly. Found a head and shoulders and retest of the neckline at $88. My take profit levels are 108 and 118. So you know what Scott's done here? He's evolved. He's like a Pokemon, okay? He was a Squirtle. Now he's the War Turtle. Is that right? I think that's the second one. You're the War Turtle, but you're not the Blastoise yet, Scott. You're not the Blastoise yet. Let's have a look here. CHWY. Maybe I should have used Charizard and the whole Charmeleon thing. But you know what? We'll go with the War Turtle at this time. You're taking war to Wall Street. Wall Street. That's what you're doing. 658 new viewers in today. Great to have you here, guys. Thank you very much for the upvotes. Thank you for the likes. If you do enjoy the stream, it's great to have you here. Okay, so you're targeting CH Chewy. You're targeting the GameStop guys. All right. Do we have... Let's look at the weekly. I want to see how it interacted with that zone last time. Okay, not really. So you're targeting here. This is not a proper trend line, by the way. I just wanted to put it in there. It's a good little level of support resistance around the 88, which is where you've kind of targeted. 108 is your next target. I think 100 also is an area. 108, I see it. Resistance, fair enough. And then your second target, 118, which is the highs. It's basically got it like this. Okay. Here, this week, you need that thing above here, man. Absolutely. No weakness. You do not want this underneath here. Remember that. You've got a daily 200. You've got a 50 exponential moving average. Two very cool, extraordinary, like very good moving averages next to each other, but it must hold the line. If you don't hold the line here, that's not good because you'll, of course, make a peak, a trough, a lower peak, and then you'll get a lower trough. And they're pretty serious events. As you know, they can lead to some pretty nasty kind of price action. So turn around here, get past this level for everyone out there. That's about a 93. And then, yeah, I think your targets are fine. I think you've got to be worried about 100. But because it hit close to 100 this time, I think it will probably blast through. That's probably good analysis. And then we see something like this, bit of weakness, move through, 109, weakness down, 119. Something like that would make a lot of sense. Good luck. And hopefully, when we go back to the CHWY, you become the Blastoise very soon. Let us know how you hold with that. And of course, yes, 2 days till earnings. So that'll be the that'll be the X factor. Robert Galindo, $5. ET, pipeline company mostly. Breakout of descending wedge. We'll take a look at that in just a few seconds. Got some questions coming in here about SPRT. Don't worry, we will cover that. And Simone Di Marchi says, what cybersecurity stocks would you invest in? Look, I wish you came to our stream about 4 months ago because you know that I love Net and Crowd. Look, basically, I really like Net and Crowd. They're both great. Crowd's very expensive. So it's a good hold. I like it long term. I don't really care what happens to the earnings or whatever. That's one of those ones that if Warren Buffett said to me, oh, you know, he's got that thing where he says, like, if you want to hold an investment, if the market closed and the market opened in 10 years' time, he wouldn't care because he'd still be holding it. I think that's a really great quote, guys. If you think about a stock, like say Apple, and you own that Apple and you think, yes, I want to own this Apple in my investment portfolio, or you own a house, or you own Microsoft, or you own a stock that you really love, a Tesla that you might love a lot. If you think that you could hold it for 10 years and then the market could be closed the whole time and you wouldn't freak out about it, what a great place to be for a stock. And I feel like Net and Crowd are both really, really, really solid there. There's a guy called Muji. He's pretty good on cybersecurity on Twitter. I like his calls from the perspective of the way he reads the reports. You might want to check out that. I don't usually do shout outs, but yeah, that'd be good. And excellence, yes. So that'll be pretty excellent stuff to look at. Overall, they're my two favorites. I don't have really any others that I look at. Okay, let's go and have a quick look at the US 30. So we've got the Dow Jones here. Overall, just kind of hovering around this level. You can see it's flat as attack. You've got like a little bit of resistance here. Look, the Dow is always going to be the slower index most of the time for the next decade. I think there's some companies that will be rotating out of this a little bit and some companies that will be coming in. That's why the Dow is not my favorite index and I don't really cover it much. I also think less people look at it. But you do have a resistance here at the 35.5. You close above this little long leg doji. It could be a little bit of a trade for you for the day. Dow's one to watch through the session, possibly a little bit cheap compared to some of the other indices in some ways. Robert Galindo, we'll get back to yours and then we'll keep going through indices. We've always got crypto to come and we've got plenty of hype beast stocks to go through as well. So ET, it's a pipeline company. I assume it's Energy Transfer LP. Oh, not too bad. Not too shabby, sir. You know, I love a good bit of repair. Trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak. Possibility 955. Not bad. Let's have a look at the weekly. Daily, weekly. Nice. Yep. Good recovery here. Weekly. Cool. Putting in a base around the right level. Makes sense. You got OPEC this week, so just be careful there if it is an oil and gas kind of stock. And what you'll want to time this with is oil getting through this resistance. So what you'll notice is that when we have a quick look at oil here, see how it's come down to the 20 once, twice, rejection. This thing's going for it right now. Basically, you have a bullish hammer, you have it coming off the 20, and it's following through as we speak. This is the point where a lot of, I think Wall Street algorithms and stuff might scale into something like this. They're going for the 70 breakout. You got OPEC, which is really a big issue here. But overall, that's the level that breaks. If that happens, your stock should come with it. That will be pretty nice. We've got another question coming in here from Imran. Says China implementing new rules where miners can only play. Oh, I don't know what about that is. NetEase, that's some gaming thing. I thought that might be the stuff that's hitting Baba, but no, it is not. All right, Justin Robert 199 XL for the long. Let's have a quick look at XL. Fleet Corp company. What is this? Electrical products. Wouldn't mind to know more about what the business is. I must admit, I don't know it. Fleet. Electrical products. Sounds like a car company. Obviously, it's not. Well, probably is. Who knows? Really nice, huge double bottom opportunity here. Low. Good start. This is definitely a good start of recovery for a double bottom. Pretty hideous kind of track record. Started its life as a SPAC, it looks like, or something like a SPAC. Why is it $10? It's a SPAC, yeah. Who knows? The double bottom could play out. This is a good first kind of sign of life. If you like it, you think it's fundamentally strong. Yes, that is around the right level. Thank you very much. Kevin N says SPRT lol. Watch that crash on Friday, up 170%, closed up 30%, 33%. That's right, but it's up again now. Don't worry about that. Paul Tigger says AVGO finally made a move going into earnings on the 2nd of September. Let's have a look at AVGO. This was one that you bought up. We get the right code there. One that you bought up last week, and we quite liked it. Starting to move along here. Yeah, I think into the close, it made sense. It's a good little pickup here for $2, 0.5%. Remember, I like the close. The close is probably where we're going to take the stream for a little bit because I actually really like the close. The close is the best trading time. You guys may not agree, but the close is really key there. By the way, thanks very much to the 860 people who got joining us pre-market today. As always, if you guys have any feedback for the streams and stuff, always happy to listen to those. But we will have quite a few different stocks that we'll cover that showed some nice technical signs. We've obviously got a little bit of strength here in the futures coming into very specific stocks and sectors. So we will check that out. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK, $20. Path Thoughts got a big position at 60, eyeing 69 to 72. So let's have a look at Path. Yeah, Path is getting close to being really nice. This is the resistance that we're looking at here for Path. It's going to close above that potentially today. It's a great consolidation. You've got lots and lots and lots of good stuff here. MACD as well, you notice down the bottom, is about to cross to the positive side, which is always a good sign on the daily. And you've got all of hopefully the volume will increase as it goes through. Long leg doji, decision made. I don't think that's good enough to get in myself, but it's definitely a scaling level. And then this is the target. I like Path from the consolidation levels. One of the ones we started watching last week. We really do like the setup itself. Punel says, I'm asleep during the close. Yeah, a lot of us are. Depends on the time of the year for the American markets. Oil still makes you nervous. Fair enough. You don't have to trade something that makes you nervous. Why would you? Just ignore it. It's not worth it. Hans Doll says, smash that like button. ZM puts for earnings. Ooh, going against a company into earnings in an optimistic market. It is this is right. It's right there, dude. You know it is, but it's right there for a reason. Support, resistance. One of the companies I personally don't like, but wow. The market hating on it right now, but you can see it's just in that perfect zone before earnings. And then if it fails, then obviously down here we go. So, I mean, if you like it, if you think that this is enough price action, if you think it's going to be negative, then maybe even it's worth particularly looking at, what the expectation is. If you can foresee the future there, then puts could be worthwhile, but it's right at support. Earnings is always a tough one. The market's generally optimistic. In this case, the market's coming in not optimistic. You can see it in the price action. So it really has to underperform. It has to underperform. Let's have a look at SPRT. support.com. It's up a lot less than I thought it would be. It was up about 40 plus before. You can see the pumpy dumpy nature of it. Let's have a look at the first 15-minute candles yesterday or on Friday session. We had the Friday session gapping up, running hard, dumping hard, gapping up today, potentially on a bit of a run. Look, whenever it goes like that, usually it's like a pumpy and then a dumpy, like a dead cat bounce, then it dumps again and it's all over. We haven't seen sustained action out of a lot of these pumps. So these kind of short squeeze things that Wall Street's running, or Wall Street Bets is running in this case, it doesn't seem to sustain very well because human nature is incredibly greedy. You know, we're greedy people. So when you think about it, if we're greedy people and people want to make profit, ultimately they don't really care about this company. Some might say they do, but most people don't. When it goes up to an exorbitant amount, the first people that are over here that got lucky in that pump tend to take their profit, and then that creates fear. And then obviously in the opens, we see this massive hype beast, and then we get fear when people start selling it. So remember, it's hype beast mornings, fear into the afternoon. Sometimes after markets, there can be covers, and those covers are really your proper tell. I guess the covers are your proper tell. So if you see the covers and after market, it starts going up again, then you can be pretty sure the next day is going to be also some more hype beast. That's kind of the way I look at it. Very dangerous stock, as you know. Go at it at your own risk. I mean, it's really all about that stuff. Move over here to crypto just for a second because I do want to talk about BTC. I just want to talk about where it's at. So it's obviously underneath 48,000 again. We've got the long leg doji daily. We've got potential decision made coming into the weakness. This will put more pressure, I think, back on the 46,000 side. And I wouldn't be surprised at all for this to happen, or even a decline, pullback, move down, 44, 42 and a half get tested. I'm still quite positive into the end of the year here. This kind of reminds me of 17 in some ways. Like, let's go back over to 17. Where are we here? All right. There we go. So in 17, we had some interesting stuff go on. So basically, there was this weakness in September. So there's the weakness in September. Weakness, sideways action, and look at the numbers that Bitcoin put on through that October into Thanksgiving in America, into, of course, December, and then that monumental rise into the middle of December, and then the rest of the market went crazy into middle of Jan and busted off. Now, if we're thinking about it again, let's say we've had that nice run in August. So the nice run in August, remember that happened last time. A little bit of weakness in September, not unusual in the old Bitcoins, the bit noodles. But if it does start to rally again, let's say we get down here or we get down to these levels, I'm actually not scared of it at all unless the big whales tend to put the shorts on there. So as we've always been discussing with the community here, BTC shorts is really what you're looking at, and ETH shorts as well is really what you're looking at. And if they're rising, then maybe don't be the plankton that gets eaten by the whale. Be the smart person. But if they're not rising, then it's really just a fairly healthy market pullback. And that's the way I kind of see it. Sometimes there'll be some news, oh, China's banned this, China's banned that. I think that's less important. The way I look at it is that is less important. Thank you very much to 1,000 people joining us now. We're about 35 minutes off the market open. And then we've got Jerry Sanders. A lot of you guys want to look at BBIG. So let's have a look at this. Up 54.53% in the morning, $8.20. Whew. $8.20. It has had runs on it before. Had the pumpy dumpy. Now it's got pumpy. It's got more pumpy today. Probably tries to get up there to that $9 kind of target. And then most likely dumpy. Unlikely this one could sustain either. What do you guys think? What's the chat think? Is this a sustainer or is this a pumpy dumpy? Is this sustain to the moon? Or is it a pump and then a dump? What do you guys think? So that says Tom, IWM levels. Nothing's changed since the video on IWM. Nothing's changed. I'd look. It's above resistance. I mean, technically, it looks strong. We'll take a look at Tesla in just a few moments as well. Simon Tekeste says, Tom, it's a squeeze. Yeah, it doesn't matter whether it's a squeeze or not. Squeezes don't mean that it's going to like $100. Squeezes just mean when does the person dump it? Everything is a squeeze. So realistically, how many times have we seen squeezes pumpy dumpy? Yeah, it doesn't matter which one we go to. They're all the same thing. There's only two that have really sustained. I mean, some people might say, "Oh, Tom Blackberry sustained," but did it really? I mean, it had pumpy dumpy, pumpy dumpy. The only thing I can think of that really has sustained well is GME and AMC. I mean, does anyone else have one that sustained well? I mean, this is at support. I mean, I actually feel better about this at $40, like we talked about, like the recently, than the others. I mean, I think these at least have some real hodling apes in them. The other ones, ugh, just practice scaling, guys. Practice scaling. Gordon brings up a good one. He says, "What do you think about the Dow Transportation Index?" So, we diverging from the rest of the market. So we're here. I think look, in normal times, this is pretty important to look at these ones, the average and stuff like that. When you're looking at these indices and they're different from the rest of the market, so it brings up a good point. Usually it shows a sign of underlying weakness in the market. I think a bit of this, though, when you think about it, is probably the monster rally that we had. It was due for a pullback. So I noticed that almost everybody is going incredibly bullish now. So in the space of a week, the bears are being killed. They've been killed, they've been slaughtered, and everyone is bullish. Chat, what are you? Are you bullish? Are you neutral? Or are you bearish? Tell me right now. I'm interested. This could be a good trade, though. Remember this. Because if you're always optimistic in the market, technically you're a winner. Hey, I'm not going to say you're not. You are a winner if you're always optimistic in the market. Buy the dip is not a saying for no reason. But if we have resistance here, let's say, and we break through this, could be some nice rallies here into this 1600. So there are trades inside of trades coming out of the Dow Jones Industrial, but it is weaker. It is unusual to see this without a pullback, but it's not unheard of. I saw a few people in my feed come up. They were very, very, very positive on the market. All of a sudden, everyone's incredibly positive. I'll maintain the same thing. I'm bullish on my investments. Wouldn't move them. Wouldn't change them. Wouldn't do anything about them. On my trades, I'm taking very specific trades. Am I adding? No. That's my personal belief and my personal choice. You don't have to do that. Of course, you shouldn't do that. You should make your own decisions. But that's the way I think about it. Let's see what everybody has here. Kunal says, hoping for some September volatility. That'd be cool. Ray says bearish. Ron says bullish. Travis says neutral but trading. Perfect. That sounds good to me. Ian says bearish, but I keep being wrong. You should not always be bearish. You should only be bearish. Very, very well. In fact, you should almost never be bearish. Look, bearish gets clicks on the YouTubes, of course, because everyone loves a bit of fear. But as I always maintain to people, there's a difference between investing and trading, and also dollar cost averaging. And that's the big key thing here, guys. There's a difference between everyone, and you've got to understand that as your whole portfolio trading, as your whole portfolio investment, are you sometimes buying stocks at cheaper rates? Dips, of course, are buying opportunities to add to your long-term thing. You don't want to always be picking everything. You don't want to sell your whole portfolio predicting the market crash. You're going to be wrong a lot of the time. You know what I mean? It's about having that harmony with being able to say, okay, maybe I'll leave some cash behind here for an investment in the dip, just a little bit, and then keep having the rest. It depends on what you want to do, but that is definitely one of them. Also, traditionally, markets before they fall have one last little bit of a rally pull to make sure that they convince everyone that markets will not fall. And I've seen the rhetoric change in only a few short days. And I'll bring it over here for a second. In only a few short days, I'm not even kidding you, people have gone from being partially bearish to giving up on being bearish completely. We've got people going from being maybe neutral to completely bullish. And we've got people that are traditionally bearish getting so much hate from their fans on YouTube that they've gone bullish. I'm not even kidding you. They've gone completely bullish. Now, I'm not prepared to go completely bullish because I will stick to the stats in some ways here, but I'm always going to follow one thing, and that is, what is the price action telling us? That's all that matters. Who cares about anyone else's opinion? The price action right now is bullish. It has been bullish consistently now for a long time. If we go over to the SPX, we pull in this daily, every single damn 50 EMA, every single one. Look, it's disgusting. Look at it. There's been a buy the dip scenario. You can't deny it. We've talked about it several times. You get underneath the 50, well, we're on. Let's go. The bears are back. The salmon is coming out. They're coming out to kill everybody. That's what they're doing. They're out of the hibernation, but at this point, they are not here, unfortunately. Thank you to the 1,050 viewers as well. Appreciate you guys coming in. Justin says someone define price action. Basically, the psychology of the market would be the easiest way to understand it. But what price action is the price movement. You're reading the price movement and you're understanding the flow of the market from that perspective. I would suggest you literally search it in Google if you want to understand it more. I like to think of price action as understanding the psychology of the market. That's the way I really think about it. Jose says, my spider sense is telling me the rug will be pulled. Yes. And then Sergey says, Monday is a continuation of whatever happened Friday. Generally, yes. And Monday is generally also a positive, bullish day. Also remember, trend lines is technically not a good thing to use in your fledgling TA. If you're beginning on TA, horizontal support resistance, buy, sell zones, resistance support, not trend lines, guys. Trend lines suck. They suck, okay? Very specific times you use trend lines, but I could, look, this is what you always see with TA, and then we'll get into our normal programming. I hate this one. This one pisses me off when I say it. All right, guys. I got the market trapped here, okay? I got the market trapped. I know that if it breaks above this, it's going long. This is what gives TA a bad name. If it breaks below here, it's going short. And I've trapped this zone. It's the best zone. I know it is. That is the biggest crap. It's like that meme where the guy's got like lines everywhere. You've got to think about it logically. If you're going to draw lines on the chart, understand, is it a key psychological zone? Does it make sense? Has it been following that quite a few times? Again, how important really is that resistance or that support? These are things that we definitely want to be paying attention to, not just drawing random scribble. It's about trying to predict things over and over and over again. That's what we want to be doing. Thank you very much. 1,100 people now. Great to have you here. Remember to upvote, like the video if you do enjoy it. It does help us out. All right, let's go through some stocks and commodities here. So we've done the market indices. Look, tough trading on the market indices. Why I say that is because we've had some decent moves. And again, we look at the US 100, the Nasdaq. Wouldn't be so tough if we get back down here during the session. Obviously, 15.4 should act as buying pressure. For the resistance side, I guess you're just looking for it to break out above that 15 kind of 470. I don't particularly love that trade, so I'd go to stocks instead today. IWM, it is breaking through. You've got that daily close above the resistances. Next stop you would think is 232, but who knows with IWM? It's crazy. Then we've got Tesla. Let's move on to Tesla. I quite like this stock if it's allowed to get out. So you've got 1 rejection, 2 rejection, 3 rejection, 4 rejection, 5 rejection. Little rejections, admittedly, not huge ones. You close above this point, what happens? You trigger lots and lots and lots of buying. All the little stops that are here, all the things that have held it down over the last week are enabled to go through. But one word of caution about Tesla is Tesla tends to run in very specific periods of the year over its very short history. November has often been an incredible run period for Tesla. Take a look at this. Case in point, November, boom into December. Okay. November is the month. If you're a Tesla fangirl or fanboy, November is insane. It's insane, guys. It's got like the highest stat on it out of all the Tesla seasonality. So let's just say, theoretically, we go through September and October, and the back end of October comes, and you're seeing a resistance breakout on Tesla. Whew! You might have to subscribe to the stream because we'll be talking about it. Don't worry about that. That could be fancy. That could be some tendies on Tesla. Let's move over to the US 10-year. Nothing much going on there. We move over to the DXY quickly. It is underneath the daily 20, obviously testing from the bottom up. You can see here, previous resistance becomes support. You've basically got that dynamic here that's interesting for shorters in the market. They're going to be looking to short this area, look for a little lightning bolt towards the downside. On the other side, you've got gold. Now, it makes sense that it comes back, tries testing this level as dollar index is forced around that area. So gold trying to move now towards the 1830. This looks a lot better on the higher time frames. But actually, the surprising one is probably silver. So if we have a look at silver, it's trying to break out so much. So you got resistance, a little bit of closure, 20 daily moving average. Today's the day for silver. Will it get above? Silver fans unite if it does, because that'll be pretty sweet. We will continue to follow that. We've got VIX incredibly low for VIX and volatility fan people in September. Now, if you don't believe in one thing, let's say you don't believe in September being a fall month, what September does tend to bring is actually volatility into the market. It tends to bring volatility to the market. So we're getting back down to a point of volatility basically being neutralized in the market so far. We've demonstrated several times why this 15.5 is a pretty cool level for volatility to pick up off. So interesting point there for the VIX traders. Let's start doing some stocks or some stonks here that are coming through. So we've got Square up at 270 in the pre-market. Trough, peak, high trough, high peak potential here, 275, 274. Could be a good trade here to the long side later on in the week for Square. You can see very important zone for it. Watch the space, I would think. We move over to Apple. Apple obviously putting pressure on that 150. That will be a key level for it still. If we have a look at the weekly, you'll notice we get long leg doji, an indecision candle again last week. We break through. I think it's the real deal. The market continues to bull up heavily. This is a great indication of market health. Remember, Apple, big stock. It's going to move the market a little bit. Amazon, for fans of this particular one, you do see it coming back into the trend line now. Very little pullback. So I think what you'd hope is this pullback, movement through, bang, smash that level that we talked about last time, back to bullishness on Amazon. So this will be a very interesting zone to focus in on. Remember, Amazon tends to run into which event, guys? Tell me which event. Chat, you guys got big brains. Which one do you think? Which one do you think? Scott Morgan says, Tom, can we talk about how much AMC, SPCE, and GME suck? Only one of those sucks, Scott. Only one of those sucks. SPCE sucks. But AMC and GME, no, they're okay. They're okay in my book, all right? I don't mind them. They're all right. I like this trend line. Let's see how it interacts with that zone. Google continues to be a monster, 2,900. I remember when that only last year. Where was it? November. Where the hell are we? Wow. All the way back here. We're still giving a $1,600 price tag. That was cheap. That was cheap, guys. Look how long it sat there for, too. in the 1300s. It was insanely cheap. That one took ages to get fired up. Anyway, it's always another opportunity. Snowflake back down to 294. Probably want to see that continue to float off the 292 if you're interested in that one. Enphase, I think, presents some really cool opportunity this week. I'm strongly looking at my 177 line for a closure above that. Very cool. Microsoft, meh. ArcG or ArcK. ArcK actually starting to look a little bit better, but I wouldn't TA that. Look at Tesla. ArcG, not bad. Good closure here above the resistance. Beam, so close for Beam. 110 in the pre-up. Oh, that's nice. Thank you very much, Biotech. Let's see if Biotech can get cranking. 110 plus. So we're looking at a 111 closure breakout. Could be on for Beam. Interesting times. We've got Edit floating around at the peak as well. Nice to see all my stocks coming in here, these bio top stocks. And CRISPR, heavily behind here, guys. I think the tech is actually behind, and that's the problem. So you got trough, peak, high trough, doji. You're looking for a 128 closure above. If it does happen, I expect an explosion out of CRISPR. So that'll be a good one. SPLK is also really good at this zone. I still like SPLK, but it's a boomer stonk in terms of tech. It takes longer time. A few people there said, Musti said, Christmas Amazon gifts, bruh. And then we've got some people, Terry M saying Black Friday and some Cyber Monday. Absolutely correct. It tends to roll into those events. Remember, it's just like Apple. Apple rolls into its second quarter or third quarter earnings a lot of the time. In this case, Black Friday and Cyber Monday are a bit of a catalyst for Amazon to roll into as well. So certainly something that I do watch. I certainly do watch that. MDA 99 DAS says Barber is better value than Amazon. Hey, nothing. Yeah, of course it's better value than Amazon. But the problem, it's not a question of any of the Chinese stocks are better value than all the tech stocks in the US right now. From a value standpoint, you could not fault that. You could not fault that, guys. But the problem is, MDA, is that the government is punishing those stocks. And until you get rid, uncertainty is the killer of stocks. If we had uncertainty in the world, and I'll reiterate, the only way I really see the market full on crashing over the next couple of years is this word I cannot say on YouTube. Uncertainty is the destroyer of stocks. And that's why the Fed creating certainty and has basically underpinned the market. Even if the Fed's, monetary policy didn't do anything, it's perceived to do something. If it's perceived to do something, people get confidence. That wealth effect is a lot of confidence. Remember, when the government goes in and underpins the market, it's all about creating confidence. And when you have confidence, you overpay for stuff. And that's how you get a high multiple. CRM continues to look to fill the gap. So if you're interested in this one, look for it to fill the gap. I like the stock over the long term. I think it's pretty cool. Disney, starting to make some moves here. 180 for Disney. Starting to come out of its slumber. Look at this. Getting very close. Let's get rid of this line. We don't need these stupid line. We need that. We need it above 181. Very close. Daily has done it, though, once. So geez, Disney's really close, guys. It really is. QCOM, still going. It's actually about to lightning bolt again. Trough, peak, high trough. Looking for a higher peak if you like this kind of semiconductor stock. Obviously slower moving. I do like it during this period of year, but it is what it is. TDOC, another one that's looking great this week. Trough, peak, high trough, potential higher peak, 146.39. I like that. Barber, a few people mentioning it. Not for me yet. Very scary stock, unfortunately, but it is at its lows. Baidu, very similar. JD seems to be the only one that's doing well, but I would prefer it down at 73. Previous resistance becomes support. TWLO, really looking for that 363 breakout. That would be sweet. Close above there. Very, very nice. NVIDIA continues to power on, 228 at this point. The rally was meant to go, let's have a look. About 237 would be ideal there. Pins, getting there. We'll keep watching. TAN, pins down pre-market, 0.59, yeah. 10, looking okay. Roku, still disgustingly sick. Definitely a sleeper hit. Sleeper hit once it eventually comes good. Etsy, it's pretty much done. Coke didn't do anything. Get rid of that. DKNG. Probably look for a bit of a pullback there. Airbnb. Now, this is one that we had a request for before. Let's bring this up. 4 hour. 2 hour. Okay. So you got trough, you got peak, you got potential for a higher trough here, turnaround, break above this zone. As we mentioned with Airbnb, we need real action here. 156.60 closure plus should instigate further buying. We're in our box, but we haven't seen the turnaround action yet. Continue to watch the Airbnb space. It is at the zone, guys. It is at the zone. Now, I saw a super chat before, and let me just see if I can pick this up. 1 second. Let's bring that up. You guys can check out the Webull screener for the biggest stocks here while I pick this one up. Return to sender $5 after, or ATER, sorry, for short squeeze. Okay, we'll have a look at that in just a second there, return to sender. Thank you very much for your generous donation. So the best stocks in the big size here are Workday. We've got Coinbase up 4.26%. Nice. We've got Pioneer. Wait, that's not today. Pre-market, that's on Friday. CrowdStrike 2.33%, continues up 288. We've got DocuSign 304. Surprised that's still so good. We've got Square at the price of 270. Spotify 227. Their buyback. We've got SE 322. That's a beast stock. And then Moderna, some of the shine coming off that one. Coinbase actually down 1%. That sounds about all right. Then we've got Snowflake 1.24% down. So big market moves, nothing too exceptional there. Let's have a look at this ATER. 927. Filled the gap, it has. Price on this $217 million stock. Very small. In December, it rallied. Got squeezed probably at the end of Jan. Went to $49 and then became the worst dumpy that you could have seen. Now it's rallied 620 into 920, up 51%. Oh, wow. Filled the gap. I mean, yes, there's potential here, but your guess is as good as mine, man. Like anything here, you've just got to practice kind of scaling, I feel. Take a portion off at levels you like. I mean, you filled the gap, so that would usually be one take profit kind of zone. Then your next take profit might be like $20. I'm not even kidding you. $12.50 or $20. Crazy looking stock. Good luck. But there's not much you can do TA-wise. I mean, what can you say? At this stage, you're only looking at key zones that you believe could be dumped off. That's really all you're looking at. You know where the highest high has been, but you also know that it's unlikely to get that kind of hype in it again. Finken79 says volume on ATER is nuts. Yeah, the volume's big because there's a lot of stocks kind of being. You can obviously take out a lot of lines, but yeah, I don't know if I'd look at the volume as the only indicator of a massive squeeze. It's big, but there's big volume here too. That didn't work out. It's the wrong side. Yeah. I like it where it is right now, and then I like it at like 20, and then after that, yeah, the world's your oyster, 30, 40, keep following that thing through. But have a plan. No matter what you do, always have a plan for these types of things. Always have a plan. Fernando asked a good question. Let's quickly go over here. So he says, what is scaling out? Do you like sell 33% at a price point and then continue as the price goes up? That would be correct. you would have a strategy. I do like the rule of thirds. And your rule of thirds strategy might be you sell a third here, you sell a third here, and then you might hold a third forever if you believe in its investable qualities. And imagine if you, so let's just think about a scenario that you guys can really probably think about. Okay, so let's say you bought AMC at $4, all right, and you put in 10K. Now, you're probably not going to, but let's just say you did that. Let's say you took a third off at $8. Okay, fair enough. You could have taken a third off at $8. So you'd still be making a large percentage. You'd still have it in. You would have probably almost got your return back. Then you might have taken a third off at $12 or $14. Okay, very much fair. And then if you hold your last third for quite a long period of time, you've really got that opportunity to see it grow heavily. And by the end of it, yes, you won't have as much as the person that put 10K in and sold it all at $60 or something like that. But what you will have given yourself is a chance, and you can sleep better at night knowing you've got your money out, you're playing with markets money at that point, and you're really just following that trend. Some people even forget about it. I mean, I wish I forgot about Bitcoin back in the day. That would have been sweet. Come back, have my 156 Bitcoins, which I sold for $13 or something like that. Some ridiculous amount of dollars. That might have been odd as well. Oh my God. Big Dipper, $5. GENI, sports betting, hired Bornstein, ex-ESPN and NFL Network CEO, built ESPN, Sports Center, and NFL Network, plus the Red Zone from scratch. Thoughts? GENI, Genius Sports Limited. So is this data processing? So what is this exactly, though? What are they trying to target, Big Dipper? Let me know. So it's just sports betting? Online sports betting, that's it. Look, I think sports betting's huge in America. I've talked about how in Australia it's a big thing here. What failed FDA approval? Simon? What failed? Look, sports betting's huge in America anyway. We'll go on to that. In Australia, obviously, you can live bet. You can do all these things. I know for a fact that it makes a ton of money. And we all know that there's huge amounts of money in sports gambling. If you feel comfortable with that, these are always stocks to look at. DKNG is another one, though there's obviously some two different sides to that particular stock. Yeah, I think it's all about getting brand presence and having a really, really good name. So yeah, I think DraftKings is really got that brand presence now over all the years. In Australia, it would be Sportsbet. Literally, Sportsbet just controls a huge much of the market. There's like Ladbrokes, there's all these other companies, but really at the end, Sportsbet has the best name, and their software's always been top notch. Their software has always been top notch. So yes, if this is an algo company that comes up with the stats, interesting. That's pretty cool. Could be making a good amount of money. Resistance, and then you got a breakout. So this is looking to roll right now. Trough, peak, high, trough, high, peak. I noticed on the larger time frame. Certainly is making moves. Looks all right. I don't think anyone's actually, Jimmy, I don't think anyone doubts that Charlie Munger is an animal of investing. I mean, him and Buffett, even the way they kind of worked out, the Warren Buffett indicator, the way they've done investment, I don't think Munger gets enough cred for the fact that he probably made a lot of the investment decisions himself, actually, and Buffett kind of is the spokesperson for it. I wouldn't be surprised. But that being said, there's plenty of great investors out there. I like Druckenmiller as well. I like a lot of different investors. Doesn't mean I'm going to listen to what they say. I think their quotes are correct, but what they say and do and what they're doing and what they're telling you can be very, very different. I think Buffett doesn't have anything to gain from, or Munger has nothing to gain anymore from telling you one thing and doing something else, but you've got to be careful sometimes with what everybody is doing. Let's keep going through some of these stocks. Robert's got 4 minutes to go. Intel's a sleeper, I think, in the future. That'll be one to spot up. Also think Netflix is coming in on a zone. Remember, Netflix has done nothing since July 2020, the worst stock ever, really, in the tech world. So this is one to watch out for. Unity continues to kind of stuff around here, but it's certainly on its way forward. Play, really great breakout here. Let's have a look. Pre-market, where are we? 37. Oh, we didn't even get a bloody bullish close. I thought we were going to get that. So we got long lead doji. We didn't get a breakout in the end. It's still around the right zone. So we have to continue looking at this accumulation. This is a pretty good channel though. So watch this space. Watch how the price interacts today. I know it's down 3% pre-market, but that could be a good spot. NVAC still holding within the zone. Path, as we mentioned before, certainly looks good. PLTR looks really good for PLTR holders. I hope you guys get 27.30 plus. This would be very sweet. Great closure here. Could be better, but definitely very, very nice. Zillow, one we'll watch later on this week. Roblox back at support. So that's looking for a turnaround. And then, of course, we've got AMC and GME. AMC right on support here early in the session. And GME also kind of just hovering around that resistance support. We do have a donation coming in from Mitchell Miller. Always appreciate your donations, sir. And then it says $10. What about options? Scale out as well. My greed has been getting the best of me with options. No, there's a different way of dealing with options, and it's all about reaching a certain price potential before expiry. So it's all about, basically, it's a ratio. And when you know that ratio, you take it off. Look, it will be in the course. I'll probably save that one back for the options course, man. I know you've donated to me, so maybe you can message me. But yeah, basically, message me in Discord. Eh? There is a ratio that you want to use on options. It's a little bit different to scaling out. It's all about time, and then time to how much profit you're in. That's the ratio you want to be looking at so you don't get burnt. Because yes, the market has a tendency to go in your direction, and then by the end of it, it'll expire underneath. Kind of like what happened to AMD the other day, yeah? Kind of like that. So we're about to hit pre-market here. Let's go through our stocks. As per usual, we'll watch Tesla into the open. We've talked about that resistance being the key area we want to look at. We'll put it on an hour so it looks a little bit better here. See this resistance? Look at that. Very important zones coming up here for Tesla. We've got this resistance here that it needs to break out today. Got US 500 coming in at 45.16. A little bit green here this morning. Mondays tend to be the greener day. And then we've got the US 100 coming in with a slight tick up and then small pullback there early in that session. We'll watch. Which stock do you want to watch? I assume it's going to be Spirit, Support, or support.com. We'll check that out. Put it on a 3-minute chart so you guys can see. Got pre-market 36.54, up around 39.57%. Mitchell Miller, just jump in and message me, man. I don't scale options. I tend to take them at a time. OL says gold. Yeah, we did gold before. So gold should be pulling back a little bit here, and then hopefully we get a move through. Check out DXY. Dollar index is going to be the key one that you want to look at. Kevin says, put SPRT on. It will be funny. Yeah. Thank you very much to 1,150 people. Here we go. Ding, 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 ding. We've got the market open. We'll quickly just bring up the percentage changes as everything opens here. Let's have a look at the worst. Moderna down 4.42%, 365. Really starting to struggle there, that stock. Then we've got BioNTech 2.44. That's what happens when the pumpy turns into the dumpy, unfortunately. It's too expensive still. That is just the reality, I feel like, on that one. Snowflake 1.46. Coinbase, a few others. Let's move around. We'll have a look at Moderna in just a second. I want to see where it is in terms of support here. SE 1.99. Square 1.74. 272. 275 plus close would be pretty cool. Twilio, definitely at resistance at this stage. So markets have come in not too bad, not too shabby here early. Got 15,477 here for the US 100 early. So that's really come out strong. 0.28 now. SPRT, $37. And the US 500, 45.18. Let's bring up QQQ. All right. So if we're thinking about where it's currently at, which is 377, let's say these trend lines were correct and there is a bit of selling pressure here. How close is that? So talking about 378.36. So about another $1-ish. And then we should be hitting some peak resistance from our previous trend line levels. Right around here. It's very, very close. A few people saying AMC is going to moon. AMC is at the right level for it to moon. If it's going to moon, it should do so here. Whatever caused this, if that hype is around again, you know that's the area it should technically happen again. Obviously, you guys make your own decisions there. Munger is in Costco almost only. That's pretty funny. He's old, guys. You got to leave him a break. Who cares? He made so much money, he doesn't really care anymore. He can own Costco, defensive stock, just chill with his defensive stock. Take a look at Clove. Let's have a look at Clove. Not much going on here. Long leg doji. I'm not really seeing too much, but yes, if it's going to get a hit on it, it makes sense to go around here. Now 0.33% up on the tech stocks, and we'll just go back over to the Webull here. Percentage changes. Square now 1.83, SE, Equifax, Nvidia, Tesla coming through, Tesla 1.2, not bad. So have a look at the Tesla chart. Ah, beautiful. A few people probably scaling into Tesla. It's going for it, you would think. 727, next resistance, 726. Very cool. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK 20, RHT. Remember this one, Tom. All right, man. We'll have a quick look at that. RHT, Relic Health. I assume it's, which one is it, man? TSXV. Okay, so Canada. 108 daily. Brand new highs. It's a semiconductor stock. It's really had some big rally here. Should I have remembered it over here in July, man? Look at it go. This is the one that you had a little while ago, I guess. So really, yeah, when it busted through that level, you really got some nice moves, didn't you? Weakness, busted through, key resistance, and then boom. Well done, dude. Have a plan, hey? Ulrich, have a plan on that. Tesla now 723. Probably underappreciated. All right, and looks like most of my biotechs are doing okay. Got 110 is what we need for Beam to break. 10 doing really good. That's awesome. So N-phase must have just broken through that resistance. Oh man, that is rallying. Another one that's dangerous but rallies hard. I don't mind. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, that probably brings us to the end of the stream today. We'll cut it short here. I've got a couple of things I need to do in this market. So, yeah, it's good. PK Subban says PayPal is breaking out as well. Yeah, well, that was one that we've had on the charts now for a little while. It's very close. Not quite, but very close. This is where some people practice scales that can't deal with not being into stocks. Probably want a little bit more out of PayPal, but something like N-phase, Tesla, they certainly have started moving fairly strongly there on the technical side. So good. So good, guys. All right. Very good. Thank you so much. Will join me tomorrow. We've got 1 hour, obviously, before the New York session open. And we've got a daily video coming out as well. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you tomorrow. And remember to practice risk management at these times. Yeah. We've got some markets doing strange things. You can see here the Dow's going down. At the same time, the US 100's just going for it, just hit 15.5. So right into that resistance straight away there. Dow's actually down. US 500 is just being clawed by the Nasdaq. So it's all tech today. You can really see that. All tech. Let me refresh this. Look at that. Semiconductors up 1% and tech up 0.7. Financials down 0.68. XLU, XLE, XLI all down. It's really just the market is being absolutely pulled by technology. It's all tech, guys, early on the Monday session. Thanks very much, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye, everybody. In compared, I guess, yeah, that would be the area that you would look or you'd target for pullback. But I don't think that doesn't begin a bear bust or anything like that, man. It's just a target area for a lot of people to take profit. That's all. All right. Ciao, ciao.